If you are planning to see your artist live in Kyocera Dome in Osaka, Japan, especially GDragon, well, first of all, congrats! Like, I know how hard it is to get that ticket because I've been there. But anyways, I want to share with you some of my personal tips of going to a concert at Kyocera Dome in Osaka because I went there in 2024 for the Mama Awards and it was so amazing. I also saw Pyeonwoo, aka Sunjae in Lovely Runner. Like, I swear I heard him sing live, but his voice is so warm. It just sounds exactly how it sounds in the K-drama. But anyways, let me go through with you what to expect, what to bring, and what I wish I knew beforehand. So first of all is getting the ticket. I'm sure you already have a ticket on hand, but if you're watching this video for like future reference, I definitely recommend following your artist's social media page, like, you know, the Instagram or Twitter, for example. So when I wanted to buy my ticket to the Mama Awards, I should just follow the Mama Awards Instagram and Twitter page because that's where they would put up the updates. Well, usually they do not release the tickets like months in advance. So what I've seen is that they only release the tickets about a month or max like a month and a half in advance. So you have like ample time to, you know, organize your trips and like getting prepared to get the tickets and everything. So since I'm not going to GDragon's concert in Osaka this time, I can't really tell you how it's like. But as of this date, when I check on the website, tickets are still available. So definitely go check it out. So for the second point, how to get there, how to get to the Kyocera Dome. It's really simple and pretty straightforward. You can just take public transit. I do not recommend taking a taxi because, well, if you know, taxis in Japan are wildly expensive. So public transit is the fastest way and also the cheapest way to get there. So you can take the train to Dome Main Station or Kuchu Station. And once you get out of the station, you will not be able to get lost because there will be staff, there will be the police, there will be crossing guards guiding you from the moment that you get out of the station to the concert place. My tip is that leave early. If your concert starts at 6, I definitely would want to be there at 3 or 4 at the latest. Not because there will be traffic or anything, but because you want to experience the pre-concert stuff happening outside of the dome itself, because I'm sure it'll be very fun. But also more importantly, Japan runs like clockwork. If your concert says that it will start at 6, it will definitely start at 6. So at the Mama Awards, it says that it starts at 3 and it definitely started at 3. Like, I was sitting down and I should check the time to see if they really start on time, and they really did. Like, not even 1 minute behind.
수상자는 who will be the glorious winner of 2024.
And third thing is what to bring. So when I attended the Mama Awards, I did not know where I was seated. So if you know, for the Mama Awards, you can't choose your seat. So everything was done through a lottery. When I was watching the concert and watching all the performances, well, the artists are kind of like far away, so I could only see them through the screens. And I can see like, oh, they're little figurines just moving around. So that was pretty sad. However, I just saw the fans just taking out these little cute binoculars. I was like, how could I not think of that? Well, actually, before the performance started, I was walking around the dome and I actually saw people selling the binoculars, and I was like, why do you need that for? Because usually there will be like the monitor screens and there will be big screens where fans can see. But I really did wish that I brought them. So if you did not prepare binoculars in advance, usually you can buy inside the Kyocera Dome for about $30 to $100 per pair. But I'm sure you can get it cheaper from Amazon. So definitely bring that. And for the bag policy, unlike US stadiums, Japan doesn't require a clear bag. So meaning you can bring your backpack, you can bring your clutch, everything. However, just make sure that the bag can fit underneath your seat and doesn't block others. So how big is the seat? It really depends on the concert itself, but for the Mama Awards that I attended, if I remember correctly, the size of the seat is pretty similar to the size of the chair on the train in Japan. It's not that big, but for whatever reason that you have to bring a big backpack or your suitcase, there are actually a few coin lockers outside the station where you can just put your stuff there. Well, this might be a little bit of TMI, so when I went to the Mama Awards in November, I was super excited because even though they finally announced that GDragon is gonna perform at the awards, I know that other members will be there. So I wanted to be there to support them and to see them in person after so long. And they definitely did not disappoint. I just felt like it wasn't a Mama Awards, it was a Big Bang concert, like for sure. Everyone was standing up, everyone was cheering for them. And one thing that I didn't expect about going to a concert in Japan is that the concert culture is very different than the concert culture in, the US or other parts of the world. So for example, in the US, like people would stand up all the way, like from the beginning to the end. Literally everyone was having fun. However, in Japan, in Japanese culture, they do put a lot of emphasis on respect, meaning they would not scream their hearts out. Like, no. If there's some interaction between the artists and the fans, like they would laugh, but they would not be like, ha ha ha, like, no. They would be like, ah. So that was very interesting. So back to the concert tips. So do read the instructions on your tickets or on the website. Kyocera Dome will have their own policy, and the artists' concerts, they would have their own policy as well. So for the Mama Concert Awards, and they say that you can't do professional videography or photography. Of course, you can bring your light stick. You can bring maybe a small banner that is foldable. I heard that there are some concerts, they might check your ID. But in my experience in Japan, they just do not check unless something bad happened or you look a bit sus. But usually they will not check your ID. Just bring just in case. So what else can you bring in terms of food and drinks? So you definitely can bring your own food and drinks, but of course you can't just bring like a huge bento box inside. I think they will not let you in. But I guess if you bring like a small kimbap, I think that's fine. For myself, I just bought like 2 bottles of water and that was fine. They do sell some food and snacks and drinks inside the dome. Personally, I did not buy because the lines were insane. I would rather go up to like the concert space, chill there and look at the setup, look at the seats and everything, instead of like waiting outside, looking at people. Like, no. Okay, so my tip here is do not go to the convenience store right outside of the station near Kyocera Dome, because it would be like so packed that you didn't expect that many people at a convenience store. So what I would recommend is buy some stuff near your hotel, or if you can't, just stop one stop before the final stop at Übermensch station or Kuchu station, and then buy your own stuff and then just hop on the train to the final stop. And in terms of restrooms, there are restrooms inside the dome, of course. I personally did not go because again, there's always a long line everywhere, especially at the beginning of the concert and during the intermissions. So I do not recommend drinking too much water before the concert, so that you can skip all that and just sit down and enjoy the time. Okay, another important point is merch and fan etiquette. So for every single artist that will be performing in Japan, I'm sure they will have their own merch that will be selling before the concert starts, and usually they would sell it from like 7-8 a.m. on that day. So if you have not had the light stick, which I really doubt they will still have it in stock on that day, but they will have like the hoodies, the tote bags, but definitely go like super early. You definitely want to be there like 8. Because if you go there at like 3 p.m, I'm pretty sure most of the things will be sold out, and the things that are still available would probably be the batteries. Yeah, like I know our own GDragon selling the batteries because his light stick needs the battery. Well, when I went to the Mama Awards, it was like really fun and it was so interesting because they actually gave out the light stick. So I got this like 2024 Mama Awards sponsored by Visa. Well, I was really jealous of all the people who were invited by Visa because their seats were definitely closer to the stage, whereas my seat was like, I think like on the 2nd floor. So in terms of fan etiquette in Japan, it is super respectful. Like there's no pushing, there's no yelling. It was like so peaceful. Like I've never been to a concert where it's so peaceful. I wouldn't say like quiet because people still like talk to each other. So that was really nice because I went to the Mama Awards by myself, and I would definitely get so overwhelmed if it were in the US. So when the concert starts, unless you're in the standing pen, near the stage, you wouldn't want to stand up and cheer for your artist because people do not want to block the person behind's view. So that's what I did. However, as I said before, when GDragon came out, when Big Bang's performance started, well, I didn't know. I was still sitting, but I was cheering so loud because I was like, yay! But when I looked around, so many people were standing up. So I'm like, Okay, I'm gonna like stand up as well. So that was really fun for I think a good 15 minutes, and then after that everyone just sit down again. So yeah, I guess just look around and just be mindful and respectful of other people because they also put in the same effort to be able to be there. So let's do a quick checklist of what to bring to the concert. So of course your ticket, usually it's digital ticket, and then second is your passport or your ID. Again, usually they do not check, but just in case. Portable charger, definitely. The binoculars, especially if you're not in the standing pen. What else? What else? Definitely the light stick. So if you can't get the GDragon's light stick, definitely bring the BIGBANG's light stick. It's easier to get a hands on. So my version is third version. I think it was released in 2011 or 2012. So that's when I went to my first BIGBANG concert. It was so amazing. Anyways, water and snacks. Oh, do not bring alcohol. I don't think they would allow. Another important point is Kyocera Dome is like an indoor concert area, so it will be air conditioned. So yeah, I'm so excited for you to be able to go there to see your artists in person. I still remember so vividly the first time that I went to a BIGBANG concert. I don't know how old I was. I was not even 20 years old. It was so surreal. Like all the songs that brought all the emotions will be there. The songs that you grew up with, the songs that help you through the tough times, and the performance was so worth it. So it will be fun. And yeah, I hope you have the best night ever. So let me know how it goes. See ya!
그치지 않기를 바랬죠. 처음